everyone, it's Lauren here, manifestation coach. Welcome back to my channel where we talk about everything having to do with personal development, manifesting, and the law of attraction. If you are finding yourself in unwanted circumstances right now while you're manifesting, I understand exactly how you're feeling. Maybe you've been trying everything to try and change the circumstances. Maybe you're feeling kind of annoyed or frustrated. We've all been there before. And that's why in this video, I'm going to be giving you guys the tools to help you finally get out of this situation. You're going to want to stick around to the very end because I really break it down in the easiest way possible to understand what to do when those situations are arising. If you're interested in one-on-one coaching, I'd love to help you manifest your dreams. Just check out the description below. You have all the information right there. All right, guys, so unwanted circumstances. Maybe you're trying to manifest a specific person and they're not showing up exactly how you'd prefer. Maybe they're not showing up at all. Maybe you're blocked. Maybe there's a third party. It really doesn't matter what the circumstances. Or maybe you're trying to manifest money, but your bank account is not really reflecting the amount that you have in mind. Before we get started about how to solve unwanted circumstances, we have to remember two fundamental important things, okay? The first one is that the circumstances do not matter. It doesn't matter how it looks right now. You have to remember that the circumstances don't matter. And yes, I've heard every circumstance under the sun in my coaching, and I've been through thousands of them myself. And I can tell you that the circumstances don't matter. They all have a resolution, and very often we can't really see what that resolution is in that moment. The second thing that we have to remember is that there's nothing that we need to do externally to try and solve this situation. I know that it can feel like that's the only way, that we want to tell this person how we're feeling. We want to try and manipulate the situation to be different. But the only thing that you need to change is yourself and your internal state. That's what's going to change the situation. Now, there are three things that keep your unwanted circumstances in play. Okay, we're gonna go into detail about these three things and exactly what you should do about each one. So first, let's just talk about what the three things are. The first one is making your current situation personal. Okay, making it about you or making it about the self. The second thing is attaching your current circumstance to your outcome. And I talked about this in another video. I'm going to link it at the end, and I'm going to link it also up above and in the description. Meaning, we think that if something is not working right this minute, we assume it will never work. That is not the case. Okay, that's number two. Number three is judging or labeling the situation. And therefore, when we judge or label it, we also react to it. Now, if you already know that you're doing one of these three things that are keeping your circumstances in play, feel free to leave me a comment down below. Can even go into more detail, and I'd love to help by responding to you guys or including it in another video. All right, so now let's discuss what are the solutions to each one of those three things that I just mentioned. So the first one is the most important one, and that's making the situation personal. So for example, if your specific person doesn't call when they say they're gonna call, I know that that can be so annoying and so unpreferred, all right? But the thing that most people do is that they make it about them, okay? They say that that has something to do with them. They might think, oh, that means my specific person doesn't love me. I'm not lovable. I'm not worthy. I'm not beautiful enough. There's somebody else who's better than me. Even if it comes to getting a specific job, you might not get the job that you want, or you might not have a job right now, or not the job that you prefer. And you might think, oh, there's something wrong with me. I'm not qualified. I'm not good enough. We always try and internalize the situation, okay? This is a very natural response when we think that something is outside of our self-concept. What we do is we look to that thing for validation, and then we say, we're not worthy of that thing in some way. We might not even realize that we are doing this, okay? But this is how you know for sure that you have your desire on a pedestal, because the minute something doesn't go your way, you internalize it as something being wrong with you. So what happens is when our desire for something is very high, we don't realize this, but we're actually using that thing to validate ourselves instead of the other way around. Okay, you first need to validate yourself. You first need to work on your self-concept. You have to feel whole and complete and worthy of your desire for you to be able to get your desire. You cannot be using your desire as a means to get the self-worth and validation. The way you can know that this is true is if there is somebody that you don't really care about that much, you know, they're not like your specific person, they're just a normal person, and they say they're gonna call you and then they don't, maybe it's just a friend or a relative, and you're probably not gonna get upset about it. You're probably not gonna think that there's something wrong with you, that you're unlovable because that person didn't call you when they said they would. You would probably think, oh, they're probably busy. Okay, so that's how you can know if something is on a pedestal or not. That's how you can know if you're making it about your self-worth and validation, is when things are kind of disproportionate to what's actually happening. So why this is so important is because when you register this thing as meaning something about yourself, you are actually impressing that experience on your subconscious mind that you are unworthy of that desire. That is how you end up perpetuating those circumstances, okay? Is the reaction to the circumstance through the view of your self-concept not being good enough for your desire. See, what we mostly don't realize is that there's no situation that we take neutrally. We're actually seeing everything through the self-concept. So this is why I always urge my clients and you guys as well to work on your self-concept. And to get you guys started, I'm also gonna link a video up above and at the end so you guys can just finish this video and go straight on to the next video all about working on the self-concept. The more you know your worthiness, regardless of what is happening around you, and you remain unwavering in that belief, the easier it is going to be to change the circumstances around and get your desire. The second one is attaching your circumstances to your outcome, okay? Your circumstances do not equal outcome. I know that it can be hard to remember this when you're in this situation, and I know that it's hard to believe that the situation will turn around, but that's why I'm here, guys, is to tell you that your situation can turn around and it will turn around. I've personally been in thousands of circumstances, thousands of situations where it really looked like I was not going to get my outcome. The hilarious part is once you actually get it, you forget that those old circumstances were ever true. And that's why it's so important to remember all the times and to write down all the times in which your circumstances change to your benefit, because this helps you keep the faith in the middle. This helps you keep strong when you're looking at a circumstance that is the opposite. Things can and will turn around. You have to be in the state of the desired end and not living from the fear of the middle situation. Now, the third one is judging and labeling the situation. We all do this. We all judge the situation as either good or bad. But what I want you guys to do is actually try and suspend your judgment on the situation, okay? The minute we label something and say, they don't like me, this is never gonna happen for me, this is so unpreferred, I don't know why they're acting like this has something to do with me. The minute we make an assumption or a judgment about the current situation, you are inviting a reaction. And we know that when you react emotionally, you react mentally, you've steered off of what you're trying to get to, and instead now you've moved on to the timeline where this persists, because you're telling your subconscious mind through your reaction, through your thoughts, through your emotional engagement with this, that this is true, that this is something we need to be worried about. So what we really want to do is remember that nothing is wrong. All things are working out for your benefit. Everything is happening the way that it's supposed to be, even if it doesn't look that way now. And yes, thinking that, believing that does require a certain amount of faith. And how do you develop faith is by testing this out. Testing this out all the time on all things, not just your big desire that is challenging possibly the biggest part of your self-concept, but test it out on small things that are a little bit less challenging and see how this is true. The more you change your internal state, you change your internal beliefs about something, the more the external changes to match that internal belief. So all you need to do is really go within, go into your imagination, go into your mind and start impressing on your subconscious your desired end and let it be. Let it be. You do not need to meddle with the middle situation. You do not need to get involved with the middle situation. You do not need to get involved or judge or label what's happening right now. Just say, okay, I see you. I'm gonna go to my end and decide what I want, and I'm gonna get into the state of that knowing. All right, guys, I hope this video helped clear up a lot of the questions that you might have about circumstances and how to deal with them. If they did, make sure you give a like and leave me a comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. Also, subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell notification. It's super important. Every time you guys subscribe, it really helps to grow the channel so that I can keep making this free content for you guys, which I just love doing. In the meantime, guys, I'm gonna put up 2 more videos for you on the screen. One over here that I talked about in the video, and one over here. I recommend you watch them both. They're definitely gonna help you on your manifesting journey, and I will see you guys in the next video.